What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about a coconut cream pie tea and the Omas Ogiva Alba Cocktail Blue Angel. So I'm just going to start off and say yes, I am wearing the same shirt in 3 different videos. Why? Because I'm shooting them back to back to back. Woo, that blew out the light. Reason why I'm shooting them is because we're heading into the holidays. I work retail. My schedule is about to get crazy. And I don't want to fall behind on awesome videos for you guys. So let's jump into this. Coconut cream pie is an oolong tea from David's Tea. It says rich coconut, creamy white chocolate, and a golden buttery crust. Can anything top a coconut cream pie? Maybe not, but this sweet and toasty oolong comes pretty darn close. The ingredients are oolong tea, white chocolate, coconut, toasted coconut, cane sugar, and natural coconut flavoring. Warning, contains coconut milk and soy. You take about a teaspoon and a quarter of this, put it into 185 degree Fahrenheit water or 85 degrees Celsius. Let it steep for about 4 to 7 minutes, and it's relatively low in caffeine. This tea is a tea that I drink if I want something super sweet. It is a very sweet tea, and it is very coconutty. It almost borders slightly on fake coconut flavor, but I still like it. Coconut hits you first, and then the toasted aspect of it hits you after that. It gives it a bit more of like a deep, rich flavor rather than like just kind of like a fake off the cuff coconut flavor. I would prefer it maybe if there was none of the white chocolate in it. I don't feel like that really offers any flavor, it just adds sweetness. And this is already a relatively sweet tea. It being an oolong tea, it is a little on the expensive side. It is $9.98 for 50 grams, but most oolong teas are a little bit more expensive. I would recommend trying a sample of this if possible before buying like a whole 50 grams of it, because it is a pretty unique flavor, and I have a feeling it's going to be one you either love or you hate. I don't think there's going to be a middle of the road. I like it, but it's going to have its time and place, in my opinion. It's not one that I would want every single time, nor is it one that I would want to go to every single time. But a pen that I want to go to every single flippin' time is this beauty right here. So this is another pen that I picked up at the Toronto Pen Show Scriptus, and it is the long-winded Omas Ogiva Alba Cocktail Blue Angel. These were limited edition, numbered limited editions. When the company was still around. Of course, the company is no longer around, so only time will tell what happens with that, whether or not it gets bought by somebody else. I don't know. All I know is it is a shame that they are no longer around, because this is one of the best writing pens that I own. So you've got just a relatively standard clip here, and there's a ball on the end of this clip, which is kind of like a delta thing. They do that a lot. Nothing really going on the top. You can see here that it is slightly translucent. So if I were to turn the pen, you can see the nib in there. And of course, they do have lines all the way down it, which feel really amazing. This is a cotton resin pen. I don't really know what that means. I'm not a chemist material person. All I know is it feels amazing in my hand. Around the center band here, it says Omas, and then there's just Greek keying all the way around. Coming down in here, you can see the piston and the teeny amount of ink that I have left in there. And then it slightly tapers towards the end, for where you have the piston turning knob. If you unscrew the pen, you reveal the beautifully designed nib. And you have that same Greek key that is around the center band on the cap, right at the grip section, and on the back it says Italy. And in very teeny writing, it is numbered, which you can possibly see. Out of 327, mine happens to be 140. The step here is very, very minimal. However, it's so far back that like your hand doesn't even go near it. So like this is where the step is. This is where my thumb sits. My thumb sits actually right on the threads, but they're super, super shallow, and I really, really don't feel them at all. This is a unique pen for me because it has a broad nib. I'm not usually a broad nib person. I usually am more of a fine to medium, but you know, these are relatively limited. And I bought this actually off of a fellow YouTuber who I'm going to link below, Jeffrey. This was actually, I believe, his father-in-law's pen that he was selling on his behalf. But he was at the Toronto Pen Show, so it was really nice to finally meet you. I've been watching your videos for a while, and I really like the style of your videos. So everybody watching here, check his out as well. He is also Toronto-based, and he does like a lot of like restoration work and things like that, which I do not have any talent for whatsoever. And he doodles a lot, which is cool because I cannot do more than stick figures. So props to you. I really, really like this pen. This pen is a gusher. It is super, super wet, but it is also insanely smooth. I would almost go so far as to say like better than Visconti smooth, which is high praise because my most coveted pen that I still have not yet gotten my hands on because it's hard to find in Canada and the Canadian dollar is so terrible right now. I want the Homo sapiens Bronze Age extra fine nib so bad. But this is beautiful. It's lightweight, but it's big. So the cotton resin is really lightweight. It feels very similar weight-wise to the Platinum Century 3776, but it is much bigger. It does post, but it becomes like really long if you post it. Like it's not going to fall off or anything like that, but unless you've got like really, really big hands, I don't see why you would. I mean, here's my face, and if you post it, it's almost as long as my head, and I've got a really big head, people. So I don't, but it's very nice, and it's very well balanced in my hand, which I really, really appreciate. Like I said, it feels great. The step up is minimal. The threading is so shallow. I love the fact that it is like a saturated blue color, but yet transparent, if that makes any sense. I love it. The fact that you can see all the innards to the pen, but it's not, how do I say this? Like when I look at this pen, the first thing I see is a blue, gorgeous pen. But when you continue to look at it, that is then when you start to see all the parts on the inside. And I like that because I'm not usually a demonstrator person, per se. I don't mind slight transparency, but just the solid clear, I'm usually good with like one, maybe two pens like that. And then I have no interest in any other. But I love the fact that, like I said, this is a saturated blue, but yet you can see through it. Really cool. I'm really, really stoked about that. The only downsides really to this pen is the fact that Omas isn't around anymore. So the pricing is the other con because A, these pens were expensive to begin with, and B, because now they are more rare because Omas doesn't exist and there are no more being made, the prices have gone up, especially if you're looking like on eBay or things like that. The pricing is out of control on these. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Regular price, like retail price when these were out and about in their day, US dollars, you were looking at about $3.95-ish. Some retailers had it less. So Canada, that would put that around $5.34. Which is definitely pricey, but like I said, now the pricing is kind of all over the place. You can find them for less if you find who I'm going to call like an honest seller, if they're selling them used. Obviously, if they're new, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. But yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. So that's the only downside if you really want a pen like this. But if you can get your hands on it, get it, because it's amazing. And I have a feeling this is going to be a very long review because I've already spoken longer than I normally speak about most pens. But I'm going to flip the camera around and we are going to get into the writing sample. All right, so I did forget to mention that the ink in this pen is Diatramentus Hyacinth. So it's a nice blue. You can see here just how wet this pen is. I mean, I wrote this sentence and it's still super, super wet. But this broad nib, you can get a little bit of line variation because the nib is quite soft. It is an 18 karat nib, but I don't really know why you would want to get too much line variation out of it because it's already so broad. Reverse writing, excuse me, is beautiful. It is super, super smooth. You can definitely get a much finer line. And if you notice, just based on this nib here, it is slightly stub-like, which you'll notice more when you do like reverse writing. So that's really, really cool. As far as wetness, I'm honestly, I don't want to smear this for you because it's just gonna get all over my finger. It is basically a fire hose. It's so wet, but I actually really, really like it. You do have to be careful of the paper that you use it on. Because it is so wet, it will feather if you use it on anything less than like a Clairefontaine or a Rhodia, or like Tomoe River kind of thing. So you do have to be careful with that. As far as like hard starts, skips, anything like that, absolutely none. This has been nothing less than a stellar performer. And like I said, because it is so wet, I would be super, super surprised if I ever had any issues with it. I'm so happy with this pen. I would very much recommend it if anyone is looking to find anything even close to this. So if you can get it and it's not a too crazy price, definitely get it because I am in love. And even though I wasn't actually looking for this color in particular, I'm really again happy with the actual color. I really do dig it quite a lot actually. But guys, that is going to be enough for me today. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up. If you really like the video and haven't yet done so already, please do subscribe by clicking on this end slate piece just with my logo there. New videos come out every Monday and Friday, and occasionally there is a question and answer video that comes out on Tuesdays. Don't be afraid to leave a comment or answer somebody else's comment in the comment section below. I really am enjoying the fact that you guys are starting to become a little community down there. That is wicked cool. So guys, as always, I will see you next time. Bye.